I'm gonna talk with you about how to start or how to create your YouTube channel. Some of you might say it's irrational, maybe stupid, maybe even dumb that someone like me choosing to make his first video with a topic like that. But if it's for having no experience, to actually do it professionally, actually to have proven data for you would say, as if I proved myself as a YouTuber already. And yet, I decided to go on with that topic because when I first approached the idea of starting a YouTube channel and was recording my first video, I was always afraid of so many stuff. And so it doesn't matter how many people you see that tell you how to start a YouTube channel. It's like they are already successful. And so it's hard to see them as someone who are like you, who've been in your position. That's why I think it's something that is interesting to show the perspective of someone who's only starting and see his point of view of what is important to have as a YouTuber. And so here I come to my first step, which is be yourself. I think it's always important to remember to be yourself. I think it's one of the most undervalued and overlooked things. What does it mean to be yourself? When you see so many YouTubers, that it's hard for you to imagine that they are the same person in real life, and that's acceptable because who you are behind the camera recording yourself and who you are in real life change according to the situation, according to who you are talking to. But what I mean by being yourself is don't try to act up like if you're doing something that would be rather cringy, that you try to make a joke which wouldn't be funny, and then you, yes, it's very funny, and it's not. People are just like, why are you doing that? That's something that I think is very important. Not only that, but there are some people who will pretend that, yeah, I want to help you to be the very best and do the best that you can, which is something that I touch in the third step. But being yourself means going with your genuine reaction, going with who you are, creating ideas that you came across. When you start a YouTube channel, it's something, for me at least, my biggest fear would be actually what other people might say or what my friend will say, because I would say we have a group of friends that laugh on each other quite a lot, and I didn't want to make something that would be cringy, like I said. I didn't want to make a fool of myself. And not only that, but whenever you're making a fool of yourself and being laughed on, it can be discouraging. It is a big fear, which is also something that I touch about in my first step. So yeah, that's basically being yourself. The second step would be don't overcomplicate stuff. What I mean by that is I see so many people like trying to find the secret ingredients of all those successful YouTubers. They want to come in YouTube, start it, thinking that they will be successful in no time, thinking that I could get to 1 million in like 2 months. Yeah, I'm good, I know what I'm doing. But no, none of us could predict the future. Maybe you can, I don't know. If you can, call me, yeah? A big thing about don't overcomplicate stuff is when thinking of ideas like how would you call your channel, which is something I struggled with a lot. I remember how I used to try and look up big YouTubers like 𝕝𝕚𝕣, for example, and I would try to figure out the origin of its name. When its origin of its name is like literally the term pew, which is like a firing gun, then die, like literally die. When the pi at the end is just something he added because he forgot his password to the account. So it's, even though he's like the biggest individual YouTuber, his channel name is so random and basic. It's not like overcomplicated, it's not like overthought. Even though I do understand it's something that you see it as your brand for the future. But even so, if you do take it and try to overanalyze it too much, you're trying to make up names that aren't really stuff that you're coming across in your mind. You're just trying to figure out, oh yeah, maybe I should take something that is like, I know this guy called himself Mr. Potato Head, so I'll call myself Military Potato, yeah. And no, you should just think about the first name that comes to your head, or just think about some word or some term or something in your head that, oh yeah, that's cool. Not something that will be, as I said again, cringy. You don't want to make a fool of yourself. But even if you do make a fool of yourself, you can make it your thing when you're being honest, which is part of my third step. Now, another thing I want to point out on don't overcomplicate stuff is, when I say don't overcomplicate stuff, that not only touches choosing a name to your YouTube channel, it also refers to choosing an idea for a YouTube video, or choosing the wave you'll go with, or the people you connect with. When you meet someone, you're not thinking, oh yeah, let's see, should I talk to him? I don't know, man. Let's try to think every word he said and let's analyze it and think, maybe, no, it's not good for me, man. You don't do that. If you do that, you're really stressed and you need to take like a chill pill or something, I don't know. You need to take your simple ideas, your simple thoughts that come across the day. Like if you watch outside of the window and you see a tree and you think about all the leaves connected to each branch and how they are connected to each other, and you say, wow, it's something that's simple and it's in front of your eyes. And then you take it a step forward. You try to think, what can I do? How can I make it possible? You could take 𝕝𝕚𝕧𝕖𝕣𝕣, for example, which is a good example. He takes those simple ideas, what if questions that we ask ourselves, or what will happen if we'll do that? How would it look? It's something you imagine in your head. It's not something you actually see. And then he takes the idea and actually executing it in real life in the most basic way possible as we would imagine. And that's what's so genius about 𝕝𝕚𝕧𝕖𝕣𝕣. But again, you don't need to overcomplicate stuff, because you need to have your own thing. As I said, be yourself and come across ideas that come across your head. Now I'm coming to my third step, which would be sincere. I say be sincere because lately I'm trying to learn finance, and so I started watching a little bit of YouTube videos about it, trying to understand what finance means and investing and how do you do that. And you come across many videos that try to tell you, yeah, you can do it that easily. Watch this guy making $100 in one day when he's just a beginner. Watch how you make this much passive income, like 1 million passive income, yeah, big numbers, big numbers. And when you enter that video, they overwhelm you with this feeling that what you're looking for is here, as if there were like some genie that will make your wish come true. But then let's take, for example, these videos of how to make a passive income. There's a lot of people who would tell you, oh yeah, I make money from this and from that and from that. But then you see most of his money isn't even from this finance and investing, it's from YouTube. And then you're like, that's not helping me. Why would you make a video like that? That's not helping me because that's not investing. That's not what I looked for. Just like a genie, they fooled you. But then again, it's good for the clickbait, it's good for generally getting more and more exposure for videos like that. But at the same time, there are people who will fail you in a method that they won't tell you that much. They will just show it as if it was that easy. And then when you approach it, you see that's not easy at all. And then they offer you, oh yeah, if you want to learn more, you can buy my course. Just pay me $1 million and you're good to go. You probably, even if you buy the course, you're probably not gonna get your investment back. I think it's most of the time like that. And there's gonna people hurt the genre of related videos. But at the same time, there are so many people like that because the only key they're talking about, oh yeah, how to make this much money. Because when you make videos about money, the YouTube algorithm add more ad revenue related to finance, which pays quite well. Which I won't lie, it was a part of the things that attracted me to finally making a YouTube channel. but I didn't know if I will be successful at all. But even if I will, I do not want to manipulate people like that. I think that's bad for everything. No one is gaining anything from it. You're getting some gain from it, but only for the short term, because you are hurting other YouTubers and yourself. Because when you fool your viewers and when you use them as if they were lemons for your lemonade, and you just squeeze them and just throw them away, then at some point you will lose all your lemons. You won't have enough lemons. Because there are so many people doing that, then there are only a small portion who actually succeed with it. When those who are sincere with you, those who are leading you to actual useful research and useful resources, are actually always successful. Even if it takes them time, there's no reason for them to succeed, because unlike other YouTubers, they actually give you rather good example in how you could advance from that, being truthful and genuine with you. For me, for example, I saw this one YouTuber who recommended about reading books, and he said the book names, and so I thought to myself, I don't think that I will find what I'm looking for on YouTube, because people have too many motives to make the videos in a certain way other than actually making the YouTube videos to help people. Maybe some portion of it is to help people, but most of it is to help themselves. I never read a book in my entire life, and so it was a challenge for me. So I decided to just try Audible, thinking that maybe listening to a guy reading it to me, maybe this will help me read my first book, because I would always lose interest, lose focus because of my ADHD, and because of who I am, probably. And well, you know what? It's actually really helped me at the beginning, having someone who actually reads the book to you. Maybe for other people it's not the same thing, but for me, at first I tried to do it with other stuff which wasn't possible, because it was listening about stuff that I didn't know, terms that I didn't recognize at all. But 2 days later, I even started reading the book by itself, which I found to be very interesting and very, very useful, knowing now for sure that I wouldn't find that resource anywhere on YouTube. Now I come to my fourth step, which is grit. And for this, I'm actually gonna read from my script, because I did make a script for this video. Even though I'm not reading it right now, I'm gonna read it now, because I do like the way it sounded, even though it may be a little bit cringe, you'd say, or stupid. Yeah, that's the word, stupid. Grit is a personality trait, which I would say best described as the combination of passion and perseverance for long term. Grit is the ability to take every obstacle you're facing and every downfall you're facing and transform it into more power forward your goal. As if passion could be counted and facing those obstacles would increase your passion to suppress them and reach your goal. Okay, stop the fucking video. I was about to do something really fucking stupid. I wrote this kind of poem, you would say, with a story that was supposed to be funny, but I'm not gonna do it. If you wanna read it though, I'll give you a few moments to read it. Okay, that's enough. Story, I had to witness that, but anyway, the point of this whole story that I try to create is that wherever you will go in life, you will try to be successful. There will always be people who will try to bring you down, and it's very easy to let them get to you. But when you want to be successful, you gotta use every resource you might have to your advantage. And so you cannot let them get to you. You gotta find your way to actually use their words into your advantage. For me, an example would be to take their words, to take all the mean things they say and have it as a motivation to be successful, because it just proves that I'm right and they were wrong. That's one example. Another example would be that whenever you want to be successful, you know that with every fall that you take, you have the chance to actually learn something new and get better. So the next time you won't fall in the same pit. And so you're getting closer and closer to your goal. So every fall actually getting you closer, that gives you the motivation that you need in order to get there. And that's why grit is my last step. That's everything I have to say for my first video. I think only time will actually be able to tell if I was correct and if I will actually be successful. They said it's not something that happens overnight, but it is something that I will put my time and effort in, and hopefully I will get better at it. So yeah, for whoever stuck by to this entire video, which was long, thank you for watching. Really, I do appreciate that a lot. And I was Mr. Clown, and I hope whoever watched this, I hope I helped you today, and I hope I will help many of you in the future. So yeah, until next time.